here with head softball coach Shelli Sarchett and student athlete senior Micaela Harris, talking about the Jacks weekend. Jacks have won 6 of their last 8, including 2 series wins last weekend against Cal State East Bay, and then Monday and Tuesday against Chico State. Micaela Harris also set the school record for career bases stolen. She's also the CCAA all-time leader in career bases stolen. First off, just talk about the weekend recap. Talk about coming off of kind of a short weekend, going to Chico after having to reschedule over a month ago, and just talk about for you, Shelli, just the durability of your girls to come back and to win both of these series this weekend. Really crunch time heading into the CCAA playoffs.
Well, it's a testament to these young ladies. They just keep trucking along. We are battered. We are bruised. We are tired. We are playing short. We got more catchers on the field than anybody has on their roster. Like it's ridiculous. But again, just a testament to the fight that these young ladies have, and they have a goal of getting to postseason. And it's really fun to just watch them come out and compete every day. This is a grueling April for us. Those Chico makeup games aren't fun. Any makeup games aren't fun, but to put them in April when you're pushing for postseason makes it even harder. And the quick turnaround, leaving for San Bernardino tomorrow. I just hope these kids can get some rest, get some water in them, get some kind of nutrition, and get back out on the road. But they continue to show up every day, continue to fight, and it's fun to watch them just come out and compete, no matter what's going on in their bodies or their minds right now.
Certainly, and talking about that, was it satisfying to be able to go over to Chico, having known you had to reschedule it in the middle of one of the toughest stretches of the season, to go in there and take 3 out of 4?
I mean, when is it never not satisfying to beat anybody, let alone Chico, right? The school's rival. It's been a long time since we've won some ball games against Chico, and again, just playing to the strengths of these young ladies, coming out and knowing that they can compete at a high level. And we're riding high right now. We want to continue to ride that momentum, especially with San Bern number 2 coming up, and Monterey number 5 coming up behind that. We want to finish the season strong, and any wins we can get now are great, but ones over Chico are even better.
And Micaela, just talk a little bit about obviously breaking the record this weekend at Chico. What was the feeling like when you slid into second and you knew that you had the career all-time stolen base record?
Yeah, it was definitely an emotional moment for me. My teammates just went crazy, and that really let the feeling kick in. And my family was there, my parents were there, and they were going crazy in the stands too. And it was just super emotional. I was super excited, and yeah.
I guess I'll go. Yeah, into the record stuff. Actually, one thing I wanted to touch on, obviously your family legacy is sort of here. So, for you to have your name sort of etched in the record book, what is that level of significance, kind of knowing that, also in addition to the fact that obviously you've been here 6 years. So, for that to kind of come in the culmination and is there any of that really kind of, I guess, fills your psyche?
Yeah, so it felt like a big weight was lifted off my shoulders because I felt a lot of pressure especially when it was getting closer. It was kind of I was nervous because in order to steal bases, I have to get on base. So there was a lot of pressure when I was going up to bat because I was just nervous about it. And my teammates, they were super supportive, but also at the same time, they would tell me, we're super excited for you to break it. And I would be like, oh gosh, you're making me more nervous kind of a thing, And my sister played with Hannah, so I got to watch Hannah when she, got her 70 stolen bases in the single season. And then I got to play with Hannah too, and it was super exciting to see her. And, she kind of mentored me and coached me a little bit, and I was glad that I was able to have her push me to realize that, I could do something like this too, So.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. With Hannah, do you feel like was there an aspect of it, and could you maybe detail, were there little pieces that you felt like you took away from her game?
Yeah, definitely.
To get here?
Yeah, for sure. She was a great player. Offensively, she was great, and then she was a menace on the bases, of course. And just watching her, even when she played with my sister, I really looked up to her when I was little, playing with my sister. I would just be like, wow, that's really cool. I wish I could do that someday. And then the fact that I was able to play with her when she tore her ACL, that gave her an extra year where I was able to play with her for 2 seasons. And she definitely, when she was hurt, she would, sit on a bucket and help coach and stuff. And that definitely pushed me to be a better player. And I really do appreciate that from her.
Awesome. And then going into this past weekend, Coach, I guess it just feels like there's a huge difference between going 3-1 and going 2-2 in this series. So, I mean, how I guess how good do you feel? Obviously, there's still some like work to be done for the postseason goals, but like, how do you feel like a little bit like, you alluded to the difficulty of where that makeup series is sandwiched, but do you feel like coming away with that 3-1 series really sets, gives you momentum to
I mean, of
make a
course,
playoff push?
anytime you win, right, it gives you momentum. But to come out of there with 3 wins is great. Um, you talk about we talk about momentum all year long, and to be able to ride the 3-game series, the 3-win series over East Bay and the 3-win series over San Marco, or it's not San Marcos, excuse me, Chico into San Bernardino and Monterey Bay. It's again, it's a testament to these young ladies who continue to show up every day and continue to push themselves and ride this wave out. They have set a goal themselves. We've been missing from the playoffs for a while now, and that's not our Humboldt standard. And we're pushing to get back there. And the fact that these guys show up battered and bruised every day, pushing themselves and supporting their, the non-starters supporting the starters and starters supporting the non-starters. I mean, that's really what this makeup of this team is, and that's the difference of this team is we're all playing for each other here. And we have this bigger goal and this standard that we've set for ourselves, but we're all playing for each other. There's not a lot of individual. They're all individuals, right? But they're not playing like individuals, and it's really fun to I'm just happy and proud to be a part of it, because I've been at the top with this program and I've been at the very bottom with this program, but this where we are now is nowhere near the bottom. We're on the rise, and we just got to continue to ride that out.
And for you, Micaela, again, like kind of just with your wealth of experience, it feels like you've seen different iterations of this roster. So what is it like for you, I mean, as a senior, as a 6-year senior, of trying to like inspire your team to make that push, but also probably, again, having seen different versions of this roster and trying to navigate what it would be like to leverage your experience and help your teammates?
Yeah, it was definitely the past few years have been like a rebuilding year because there was like a lot of younger girls on the team, and a lot of people have decided to like leave the program, which has kind of like messed up the way that things have been trying to go. Like we've had to move around the lineups. We've had to have people play positions they've never played before, which was hard because they have never played there, and like they're expected to play there at like a collegiate level, which is high standards, and they have stepped in to the role and they've done well, which is great. And there's a lot of younger girls on our team this year that have stepped in and they've been playing really big roles, and we're trying to make them better every day. We try to help them out. Us older girls, we definitely try to let them know like, hey, like you're doing a great job, but like let's make you better by doing this. And so I think that they've been taking advice well, and that they've been really stepping into the shoes, especially like all the freshmen that are playing.
Awesome. And lastly, Coach, I mean, for San Bernardino, I feel like, I guess maybe I know kind of said it, but maybe what is your scouting report and what is it relative to you? What do you feel like you need to do? And I don't want to look ahead to the Monterey Bay series with that being a little bit farther out, but I mean, what do you feel like you need to do in these final 8 games to secure that postseason, that last spot maybe in the postseason?
I mean, I think we are going to continue to do what we saw in East Bay and in Chico was offensively, we have to attack, get people on bases, utilize our speed on the bases, utilize our just knowledge of base running in general, create havoc there, not only with our bats but with our feet. Continue to make plays. Continue to continue with the adjustments we've made in our lineup, and I mean, obviously, our pitching's got to continue to work. Do their job in the circle, and they are. And it's been fun to watch. And we've thrown a plethora of pitchers out there, and it's good to know that you can throw people out there that are going to do a job in that moment. And we're doing it short in the circle too. We're hurting the circle. I mean, Smokey's not throwing as much as she should be. But she's coming. She came in with a big save in the last game and it's kind of what we were saving her for. Gage going out there getting her 100th career strikeout. It's just fun to watch these kids succeed. They put in so much work, and We just got to continue to do what we do day in and day out and do it well. Because when we do play Humboldt softball, I believe we're unstoppable, and we just got to continue to go out there and do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, this kind of goes hand in hand with Jake's question that he just asked, but Cal State San Bernardino's rolling on a 5-game win streak right now. What is the most important thing going into game 1 down there that you need to do as a team to make your presence felt and kind of establish the Humboldt brand early?
I think that kind of just goes on how I answer is like, we got to attack from the front. We got to go after game 1 and set a tone early and often. We just got to set a tone. Our energy's got to come out high. We got to attack game 1 and from the first pitch. And I think if we set that tone early, we're going to ride that for the next the rest of the weekend.
All right, and then Micaela, this one's for you. Obviously, the stolen base record is something that you broke this weekend, but something that kind of went under the radar was the CC2A runs career record as well, which you broke on Tuesday. Sorry, yesterday. Jeez, my days are all messed up. Yeah. So you now have 184 career runs scored, breaking the CC2A all-time record. When did it click for you that like you could break these records? Was it a goal you had coming in your first year, or was it kind of like this past year looking at the numbers and like, oh, I could do this, I'm going to try for this kind of stuff? Like, when did you realize that you could break this?
Yeah, so definitely my true junior year, the year COVID hit, that was when I was ranked 12th in the nation for stolen bases. And when I had found out that I was ranked for that, I was kind of like, oh, like I had no idea. And I was like, wait, maybe I could like get it higher, And so then that's when I like really started pushing that I wanted more. And then when I finished my 5th year last year, I found out that I needed like 51 stolen bases to break the record. And my 5th year, I had 48, and I was like, I could get 4 more. Like, I could do that. Yeah, so.
Shelli, this one's for you. So right now you have 9 hitters over 280, 6 over 300. And as a team, you have 9 home runs on the year, but 7 just in the past month. What does that like attest to? Is it the hard work of the girls, or just bats are heating up at the right time? Like I feel like that's kind of a common theme with your offense right now. Everyone's starting to get hot.
It is, and it was really surprising that we didn't have that offense early. We have a potent lineup, and so it was disappointing in the beginning of the season. Going, what the heck? Like, there's no way Salto should be hitting 200. There's no way Izzy should be doing. There's no way Matei should be hitting 300. Like, it was a big question mark. But I also, the whole time, knew that we were very capable. We just had to catch fire, and we just had to believe it. I think it's a confidence issue. We had to believe in ourselves, and we hit that mark at the TOC, and they found that confidence, and it's been fun to just watch. And it's like, to me, it's like, oh, geez, guys, finally! Like, all you had to do was believe in yourselves and stick to the game plan, and your talent is going to shine, right? And so. But it also helps, hits are contagious. One kid starts getting hot, the rest of them start falling behind, and things just start coming together. It's been fun to watch Saltos, who has been a mainstay in our lineup, who started rough, where almost maybe possibly not starting, to absolutely not, you're in the lineup, there's no way. And the fact that Chico even intentionally walked her at one point, like, it's respect for that lineup. And it's been, like I said, fun to watch.
All right, last question. It's kind of a question for both of you. I saw a video after the game. It was like a big white board. I'm just curious, I saw you cross off like the stolen base record. Is that your board, or is that like the team? I saw pitching goals on there. Is it like a yearly thing that you do at the beginning of the year? Like, what was that board, and can you explain a little bit more
Actually,
about
it was something fairly new. It was a Coach Fox thing. She brought out, she didn't even tell me she was doing it. She just brought it out last week, right? We brought it out last weekend.
We were watching film, and we have journals, and she gives us journal prompts, and we write like goals, or like she'll have some sort of like video that we need to watch, and then we like write our thoughts on it. And that week's journal prompt was to come up with some goals, like defensive, base running, offensive, pitching, that you want to see happen before the end of the year. And then she came when we played
Stanislaus, right?
Stanislaus,
Was it?
and I think so.
Maybe East Bay. It might have been
No,
East
I
Bay.
think it was East
Yeah.
Bay. She came when we played East Bay, and she was like, I put it on this board. This is what everybody said that they wanted. And she was like, and we're going to go through and we're going to cross it off as we do it. And hopefully we can cross off some things multiple times. And so that's where that came from.
Awesome.
So-
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Shelli, you got 7 minutes.
I'm driving over there.